Homeless Solutions, Honolulu, Hawaii. I spent 1 year in Homeless Solutions, Honolulu, Hawaii, where Charles Toh watched me cry every day for the full year, and he never packed his things and moved into the apartment next door that the landlord's office showed 2 apartments at the showing, and he only signed for one, he didn't sign for the other, and stay there and pay the rent in 2 places or divide the money in the banking so that we would be separated in the banking. And that is really not due at this point. That's true that Charles Toh didn't have any karma to be there at all. And I'm just finding that's why he won't leave my side, but I don't have that. I asked him a question. I didn't start that war with him. I sort of think that my idea to go to offices in Tucson, Arizona for food mines to finish all my questions about what I heard and where I was and for food. And in case somebody wants to go out to eat to a restaurant, that's how I can socialize. I'm thinking that's a bad idea at this point to go to restaurants with the strangers and eat out with them because I find that the restaurant doesn't solve that there's 2 checks at the table. No, even if somebody asks somebody else to lunch, they should bring 2 checks, and then whoever pays them, the restaurant would receive the payment. But I can see that Charles Toh is taking it all too hard. He took it all too hard that he asked me to go out to eat with him in a restaurant. And then he decided he wanted to move in with me and live with me for 23 years. And I think that's taking it too hard that we had separate checks at the restaurant. Well, I'm not interested in the cooperation with going out to eat in a restaurant with people I don't know. Why? I just don't see the big deal because I go to restaurants with the Mosers and there's all sorts of people in the restaurants every time I go there. So, what is this about? They don't all follow me home and move in and refuse to leave for 23 years. Well, why is the Mosers not having these problems? Well, why would I have a problem like Charles Toh and he refused to leave so that I couldn't have another problem after him? Well, I didn't want him to pass me on to the next problem. The creator took that also very hard. I told Howard Che I didn't want him to pass me on to the next problem, and then Charles Toh came into my apartment and refused to leave, and I didn't call Howard Che and tell him that I had a problem. So why didn't Charles Toh just leave for that reason? Well, I don't understand creator who? Creator 8? What are you? Because do you just do anything you want and you don't have any rules? All you do is do something against myself and you're not going to regret it. Is he going to regret it? Well, I'm me. Like, if I was really me up in heaven, I wouldn't be here. But this is the order that was called down by the Creator for me to be here. I'm called down here. I didn't just come here. I died because there was nowhere to be, and it's the order for me to be here. It's part of the order. If the order looks like this, I'm here like this. Well, I don't see why I don't get anything that I say. You want to do everything against myself, and I'm never going to get angry about it. You're not feeling threatened by me. And I look at how Mitch was just here, and he said something like he's not going to pay my rent. And I was laughing. Who is threatening who at this point? I never called you. No, Mitch came here without me calling him and telling him when to be here. What are the chances of that? And he's not going to pay the rent next month? Wow. That's you not taking care of how you got here by yourself. And if you don't want to be here, you're here involuntarily by yourself to yourself. And you're not going to pay for it. What does it have to do with me? Why am I getting any rent charges? Does the creator in that body not taking care of itself? And what is the creator going to do with this body? Well, why am I not supposed to get angry? I realize the identity thieving is very strong in my older years. I didn't feel it as much when I was growing up. But I just don't know what the creator of the strangers, what do you want out of me with the identity thieving? Because you have all the banking, and then you want to get up in my face and get personal about this body exactly. And that's you not affecting yourself and all the people with the banking. I am the king, and all the banking is moving. After that, you want what I need for myself? That is really not fair. I want that all back because I have to pay out the banking. I must be whole to myself. That would be like if I was trying to drive a car and I was drunk. That's what it's like for you to ask me, I'll have what you're having, give me your keys and get out, and tell me about yourself after that. Talk to you about yourself after that. That's me being a drunk driver of a car, and it's an accident. Well, I need everything I need for myself while you're doing all the bank fraud that you're doing with the banking. When you're due in prison anyway, and you still want me to go to prison to get away from that, you're doing more crime on me than I can afford. Well, you did all the crime on me you wanted to, and you don't stop. You still have complaints about me. You want to take everything I have and talk to me about myself. You just started to do that since Charles Toh was reported that he died. Wow, you didn't have a problem that you couldn't find Charles Toh and he didn't give you the rent money for this apartment. What do you want out of me? You call me down here from heaven just to tell me to go back to where I came from. Well, okay, but it's not going to be exactly like that now. I can't just do that in a now. This you having leverage that you made and you don't want to pay for it. Yeah, but why should I have to answer for that alone with this body? God form. Well, what is heaven going to do for me, with me about myself? Because I am omnipotent, but I'm not really interested in being elsewhere. When you don't, if I want to be omnipotent myself, I have to ascend slowly back to where I came from, and I need everything back. There's no shortcut that I would be angry and go up to where I came from, and then I would move it all, and it would be happy for me that way. Because that's what you're looking at, as if I'm going to be happy. Happy like happening. What about happiness? I don't have a penis up in heaven and above that. Well, I still want to know what you're going to do about the little steps it takes for me to ascend if you want me to get out of your world. Oh yes, you want me to get out of your world. Well, it's my world, but it's your world to you because you don't understand me. Yes, but I'm here for that. You don't have a life the other way. Well, I need to ascend slowly, and you're not slowing down on your threatening against myself that you don't believe in me and you want it that way. Like for money, for profit. What do you do when you don't have karma to be near me? Do you have an identity crisis and you don't know how to put yourself in jail and prison? So then you say, I can't handle my personality right now. I'll have what you're having, give me your keys and get out, and go ask somebody for everything you think you need for yourself, if you think you need anything after that. And why don't you go to prison since you don't have anything and you're really an ass is a crime? You should be in prison for that. If you don't have anything and you need something, you should be in prison. That way you don't ask somebody for what you need because they don't owe it to you. Is why you wouldn't get it from them and why you shouldn't ask. That's you putting needs in prison. What do we do with the needs in prison? I don't have heaven coming down from heaven to help me with my needs not being in prison. Or my needs are due in prison for the prices being charged.